In today's video, we take a look at man refusing to pay for his date's friend and this woman who left his 23-year-old successful marriage.
Hey, it's Jenna. Recently divorced and kind of figuring out this new way of life. I was married for 23 years and with that person for 3 years prior. So for a total of 26 years of my life, I have been out of the game of dating, making friends, going out, and stuff like that as a single woman in her 40s. Yeah, I'm 47. So I've raised children. My children are adult children now. And it's kind of interesting because it's so lonely at this stage in life after divorce, especially with older children, because you make all your friends when they're younger, or at least I did. I met my friends mostly through my kids' activities. I was a stay-at-home mom and I took them to practices. I went to school, all that stuff. During my marriage, my weight went up and down. My looks fluctuated depending on health needs or what mental state I was in because of the abuse I was dealing with. And also just having children and being exhausted, literally doing everything. So as your children get older and as you go through changes in life like divorce or anything like that, your looks will tend to change. Mine have obviously changed a little bit. Actually, a lot. I have an autoimmune disease, so I did not have control over my weight for many years. And once they got my medications under control, and then I got out of my toxic environment, and honestly, I find refuge in the gym. I live in the gym. I have always been an athlete. I have always loved to work out. So this is not anything new. Nothing is going to change in like 6 months. When I'm healed, I will always be a gym rat. But it's interesting because I found that, with this new day and age, I've kind of gotten into TikToks and all that stuff, and social media. I'm a photographer.
And this is where you lost the plot and your marriage, because social media, TikToks. These things can corrupt anyone's mind, especially a woman's mind. These things are not healthy for any relationship or household.
That's part of my job. I'm a visual communications major back in the day. Everything I do is visual. And so this was like something I could grasp to, I could feel, I could see, touch, all that stuff. I've said a million times how I don't connect online, just through text and all that stuff. So it's interesting to me, some things, and I wanted to bring everybody's attention that I had recently come across and heard a ton. I have had so many people message, comment. I've even had people in my personal life say, you look expensive, or, you're really pretty, so you probably, I don't understand why you would complain about that. Like pretty girls can't have problems, or pretty girls can't feel sad about anything. Lots of girls get this. The guy just wants to get that girl's attention, someone they've seen on social media for whatever reason. She's a girl in their town they know, she has the looks that she wants, whatever the reason is. But they really don't want anything with that girl. They just want the ego boost, the attention for that moment and all that stuff. And then they move on. And so I've had this happen several times. And I've said to my girlfriends in close confidence, and I'm like, I don't understand. I don't get it. What am I doing wrong? And they're like, you're not doing anything. They knew immediately that you were out of their league. They just wanted you to be the toy. They wanted to, get you and play with this shiny toy that they thought was so pretty, or they thought had all these attributes that they wanted, but they knew they couldn't keep you because they couldn't, you're out of their league. This past year has been the hardest of my life, and this next season of the holiday season, I just triggered myself. It's going to be really, really hard. I could be on the ground right now. I'm not going to cry, because I wanted to kill myself last year. I was in parental alienation through a separation in South Carolina separation law that my ex used everything he could to hurt me. And the holiday season was the epitome of hell because I was a stay-at-home mom and I was the magic of every holiday.
You are a 47-year-old woman who is divorced and also had kids before. So at least don't label yourself as out of your league material. Instead, what you really are is damaged goods, as is this girl here.
You really just should have paid for all our food.
For one, I'm not paying for everybody's food. It's your birthday, cool, but I'm not doing that. It's 18.
Why do you gotta pay for all y'all food though?
You brought 18 friends. I'm finna leave you. You staying here with them or you coming with me?
Nobody wants a broke nigga.
Are you? Whoa, bro!
So she is calling him broke because he is refusing to pay for her 18 friends when it is her birthday. So what should happen actually is that she should be the one paying for everyone, but instead of paying for her party, she is creating a public scene.
So I was seeing this guy, and the last time we hung out, he tried to convince me not to use a condom, and I asked him to leave. He later apologized, and we haven't talked in a while. He called last night, and we were chatting, and he was like, I haven't heard from you in a minute. I was wondering if it's because you went on birth control. Maybe you've been hormonal. I said, no. I told you I don't take birth control because it makes me feel like shit. He said, well, one of the other girls I'm seeing just started this non-hormonal birth control. Maybe that would work for you. I cannot believe I'm here. Like, I went from being married to hearing one of the other girls I'm sleeping with, you should try the birth control she's using so I can you without a condom. I hate it here.
What more do you expect? It was your decision to end your marriage and go after a Chad. So you went from being the main girl to being a side chick, as called by this woman here.
After you actually lose a good man, let me tell you the aftermath. Before you choose to lose this good man, you will try to find a man equivalent to the man you're with. And you will think that you could find better. But when you actually put yourself out there, you'll realize there is no man left right now. And every man will try to use you for a certain thing. And you will look for that man that you left in other men. You will regret that man to the core because you'll realize that there is no good people out there and nobody loved you as much as that man loved you. And after that, you will try to go back to that good man, only to realize that that good man doesn't want you. And he actually found a good girl.
So when I left my first husband, I was not making a lot of money. I want to say maybe back then I was making like $55,000 a year. And I had to pay him child support because we had 50-50 custody, and that's how it works. Like, whoever is making more than the other person has to pay that person to make things equitable for the children. And he managed to lose his job while we were separated and going through the divorce, so therefore I had to pay him. And it wasn't a small amount for somebody who was making like $55,000 a year. I want to say it was almost like $400 a month I had to pay him. So during like the year after we split up, I ended up going into about $8,000 in credit card debt. I had to use my credit card sometimes to buy groceries and stuff.